Hi, I'm Mike Black. I'm from the UK, London, England. I'm off retirement age and I've always been thinking about going back to the Caribbean. I was from Jamaica originally, but I don't really get a flavor from the islands. So I did some research, found that Panama was high on the list for expats. So I started looking at Panama. Now, where Panama is concerned, there's some significant attraction to it. Obviously, it's idyllic in terms of climate. You've got a strong economy with with the canal being a major factor in that. An ecologically based economy with hydroelectric power. So there's a lot of things that give you that flavor that the economy is strong and it's potentially stable, and it survived. COVID has survived the pandemic tremendously well. So there's lots of things there that I saw would be attractive. And then added to that, obviously, is house prices, which again is significantly lower than in the UK. So I'm thinking, well, cost of living as well. I can see myself living here a lot cheaper. And then in an idyllic environment. So ticking so many boxes. I decided to go on a tour probably about a year ago, and that was actually younger than that, maybe 2 years ago. Then COVID came, and I decided, well, it's best just to cancel until I can actually get a flavor as to when to come back in. But I was very keen to come to Panama anyway to get a flavor myself of what it's like, because I really wanted to get immersed in the culture, in the community. And so I hooked up with some friends here, came probably about 2.5 months ago, and I've been sort of living probably half of that time with them, half of the time traveling around myself. And so that's given me an even more clearer perspective of the country in terms of where I'd like to live. Now the tour actually put another icing on the cake, because one of the concerns I had was where to live. You've got various sort of microclimates, ecoclimates that's in the country. Do you want to live near the coast? Do you want to live inland? Do you want to live up in the mountains? And that was my wrestle. I've got I would say, a romance with the sea. So I was kind of saying, yeah, I'm going to be there by the sea. But having seen, being exposed to Boquete in a really remarkable way. You've seen the different parts of it. You've seen the fact that in terms of certainly the temperature, it's far more regulated, I would say, far more comfortable, I would say, than perhaps the lower lands, where it can get quite hot, quite intrusive, and then it's so beautiful. The landscape is beautiful. You've got the mountains there, and even if you go further up in the mountains, it's still quite pleasant. It's not considerably cold as I anticipated it would be. So yeah, I'm more sort of comfortable with the idea of living in this sort of the Boquete district than I was before, because I was thinking, maybe a little bit too grim. Plus you've got the statistics of more rain in this area as well, which kind of puts you off. You're coming from London, where we don't have a roof and it's predominantly rain. You don't really come to another country where it's predominantly rain. So that was what was in the back of my mind. You probably hear it's actually raining now, but one of the things we've found is that, I don't know how they do it, but they program the rain here. So pretty much around about 2 o'clock, you can expect it to rain, and then around about 4, maybe 5 o'clock, it might dry up. But at least then you know what that's like, because the mornings are absolutely glorious, usually really spectacular to wake up to. And I'm a morning person, so I'll take full advantage of the morning. Even before I'd been on the tour, I was really impressed with what Jackie was doing in terms of reaching out to people, especially through the weekly webinars that she would give, presentations, answering questions, people phoning in, and I'm thinking, wow, this is phenomenal, and all this free of charge. And she's got a website as well, which is giving you other information. So up front, she is already doing a phenomenal job in terms of service. I didn't actually join the Facebook group because I wasn't really a Facebook fan at the time, but having come here now, I realize it's the hub. It's the place to be to find out what's going on. So I'm going to be jumping on that. And I have to say, being on the tour, organizational skills, you know, the timing of everything, the precision, the information you get. There's even an online guide which she provides, which has got phenomenal amount of information. I actually purchased it before I came on board because I didn't know when I was going to get this. I actually got my tour at the last minute, jumped in while I was here, and I thought, yeah, I might as well do it while I'm here. But yeah, the online guide, you know, it gives you basically all you need. People have actually come to the country and immigrated and relocated just on the guide, because it's got all the information you need. I'm not very much of a reader. I'm a feeler. I like to feel things. I like to experience things. So hence the reason why I'm here. But yeah, phenomenal information. Check out her website. You've got all you really need to get a flavor of what Panama is about. But then when you come on the tour, it's just the icing on the cake. I was just talking to some of the guys that are on the tour, and you know, you've got somebody who is sort of 90% up there, and another one's about 50%, and now all of a sudden they're both on the same keel. So you know, it just makes that much difference. The last place that we've actually visited is kind of what they say the highlands of district of Boquete, which has opened my eyes to the fact that the richness of the area is far more than just the village area, which is becoming quite, I'd say, well organized, yes, if it's not already well organized. The flavor I got, interestingly enough, I visited Boquete probably about a month before the tour, and I was here for a day, but as soon as I landed, you know, I said, yeah, I love this place, this is great. And then looking around and seeing the, you know, the scenery and the mountains, and even the clouds coming over the mountains, there's some romance about that. So I think if I was to give anybody any advice about, you know, what to expect, I think the best thing to do is not expect anything, just to keep your mind open, because your mind will be blown away in terms of things that you think you might think is, yeah, this is what I want to do. Keep your mind open to other elements, other aspects which you might be drawn to. I think the other phenomenal thing is that when you're living here, it's like living on a holiday island, because at the end of the day, you've got all the different features. You've got, you know, Panama City, which takes you into the conurbation aspect, which it could really feature very much like New York or London and anywhere like that, really. And then you've come out into the country, or you come onto the beach. It's got that amazing variety in one country. So, you know, there's everything for everybody. And one of the things that I kind of allude to is this idea of mini sort of eco-climates. So you can go sort of, you know, maybe 2 or 3 miles down the road, and it's a totally different climate to somebody else in the other parts. Kind of gives you a flavor of how different Panama can be, depending on where you are.